Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, world. I am Sandra Waldrop. If you are new here, this is my page, Kingdom Acres. This is my segment on craft around the clock. It's a tad early. It's 6:43 here right now in small town Texas, USA. And so I'm sipping my coffee. And I'm gonna roll on through this because it's a bit of a project. And so in the past I've done, it's kind of hard to see like really what it looks like back here, but I've done a green scoop using a splatter screen from Dollar Tree. Good morning, Miss Natalie. How are you? And so I'm doing another one of those today, but this is going to be a wall hanger. And what I've done is I have printed out, let me grab the package. I printed out a little rooster to go on my fabric before I put my green scoop fabric on there together. Oh, thanks, Natalie. Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. My alarms. Let me see if I can just fix this real quick because they are going, guys. Sorry. Hopefully you guys were able to see me. Anyways, so back to the story. I printed out just using my regular printer that I use for like my kids' schoolwork, like printing anything, you know, on regular paper. I got these dark fabric transfers from, these are Printworks, that's the brand name. I get them on Amazon. You can get like a 15 pack for 12 bucks or something like that. Just not incredibly expensive. And I've printed all kinds of stuff, things for my girls, just cute little things to go on like shirts or pants or bags or whatever. But today I printed this little rooster fella to go on my muslin cloth that's going to get glued on top of my screen and formed and all of those things. So that's how that's gonna go. With any luck, with any favor this morning, it'll all work out. I hope everyone's doing well this morning. I just gotta get that coffee inside my bones. It's gotta go straight to my bones. We had a busy day yesterday, and last night I don't know why last night I didn't end up going to bed early. Like I had every like I wanted to go to bed early. I did. Thank you. I wanted to go to bed early. It just didn't happen. So I went to bed after 11. I woke up at 5. You know how that goes. But I'm kind of that kind of person too. People are like, are you a night owl or an early bird? I'm like, kind of both actually, because I am good to wake up early in the morning, but I'm not going to bed early either. I'm going to stay up a little late and watch my shows or scroll my phone or read my stuff or, you know, just do what I'm doing. So I peeled the back off of my transfer and I'm just gonna lay him down. I'm gonna kind of center him. Was I going to center him? Okay. I'm trying to think because I'm making this, I'm gonna take this little Dollar Tree tag off. This is going to be a wall hanger. Okay, so there will be like a raffia bow And so I want to leave room for that bow to hang down, maybe just like an inch or so, but also some of this fabric is gonna be like glued, hot glued over the edges, right? So I want to leave a little bit of room, but not too much, but not, you know, try to find the happy spot on there where it's going to be good to go. You know what, I can just use, so this is the other circle. I cut out 2 circles just around my little screen here. I did that last night because I knew that this was going to take a little bit longer. Last time I made a green scoop, I was just able to fit it in the 45-minute time frame. So my extra stuff I did off camera to be prepared. So I'm just going to use that other circle to cover up my image so I can iron it and it won't get stuck to the iron. That's the only reason I'm covering it. I've got cords. They're multiplying. Okay. I'm just gonna go over this. Oh, good morning, Miss Mary. Good morning, Virginia. Welcome and good morning. Have I seen you on here before? I don't feel like your name is familiar. Welcome. If you have been here before, thank you for coming back. But yeah, so I'm coffeeing it up this morning. I had done pants before with this method also. So if you want a little bit more instruction on that, you can check out my last live that I did. No, that wasn't my last live. What did I do in my last live? I don't remember, but I did a live last week where I did pants. And those turned out so stinking cute. I've gotten so many compliments on my fancy pants. Okay, that's what I'm calling them because they are so fancy. I put my transfers on and I sewed on some buttons, and one of the transfers was like a little basket with herbs in it, and I put a little a little twine bow on the edge of the basket with a button. It just looks so cute. Good morning, Miss Nora. Good morning. How's it going, everyone? Miss Cynthia, good morning. San Angelo, oh goodness gracious. We used to live in Odessa, so that's not too far. San Angelo. Okay, so I think the whole time we lived in Odessa, we went to Lake Nasworthy like one time. I ended up getting deathly ill. Not deathly. I just got like a really bad migraine and we had to pull over because I was like getting sick. You are drinking out of the same mug this morning. Kindred spirits. The pants. Yes, Miss Mary. They were so cute. I'm in love with them. I'm so in love with them. Okay. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. I like to make sure all the like little pieces got iron on really good. This isn't going to be like washed and stuff like pants will. It won't get the same use, right? Like I'm going to put this together and then I'm going to hang it on my wall and then it'll be done, right? Like, but I am going to be putting like antique wax and grungy things on here. So and these transfers are not a fan of water. So I just want to make sure that I get this on here really, really good because I don't want it coming up once I put because once it's on the screen and I start doing all of my stuff, if it comes up, I'm just going to have to like glue it down or something because I won't be able to re-iron it at that point. As the screen will already be folded up and everything. And so it would be a whole situation. Okay. Hopefully that's it. Everyone cross your fingers and toes because we're going with it. We're going with it. Let me see. With this, like normally I will iron until I can see like the fabric grains through on the denim, right? But on the muslin fabric, I don't have that option. That's not a thing with that. Okay. Oh, here's my, okay. Okay. All right, do I want to do the front first or the back first? Let's do the back first because then I can put the edges over the back and it'll be going backwards. I don't know. I don't know that it really matters all that much. At the end of the day, it's gonna, oh gosh, I forgot to change out my towel. We're getting hot glue on my towel. Oh goodness me. All right, hold on. Let me put this on here and then we'll change out the towel for my wax paper. So I got glue on my towel. All right. And that didn't even stick right there because I put such a thin layer. Okay. Let me just move this real quick. Let's just make a quick switcheroo. Quick little switcheroo. I'm sure the next person who uses this towel is going to be like, what in the world has been going on? Because once it goes into the wash, you know, it's just with all the rest of the, oh, your son-in-law wears Smidlin. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Lost my wax paper. Okay, here we go. I'm still wearing my pajama pants. I only got dressed from like, I'm like, listen, 6:45 in the morning. I'm only getting dressed from the waist up. Yeah, I remember it was just like, it was a little bit of a drive. At that point, I think my two oldest, when we visited San Angelo, just like as like a family day, they were like kindergarten, not even kindergarten. My second oldest was just about to go into kindergarten. She was like, it was the summer before her kindergarten year. So she had just turned 5 or was about to turn 5. And so that means my son was 6 and he's 20 and she's 19. So 14 years ago. Okay, it's like a Star Trek. A long, long time ago in a galaxy far away. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Miss Mary. Oh, goodness. All right, here we go. Just a little bit more glue on here since once I realized I was on the towel, I like started going real thin with my bead of glue and it didn't like that because on the metal, it dries quicker, right? Because the metal's cool. So one more little pocket here and I should be good. Should be with any luck. All right, now our rooster dude. I feel like he's gonna need a name eventually. I like to name all the things. I have a big like deer head up on my wall. His name is Roscoe. Cause I like to name all of my things. I personify everything. And maybe this is why I'm such a hoarder, because I'm like, I can't throw away Susan, you know, probably not the healthiest, but hey, I'm a sentimental person. Okay. Maybe if I than this first, because I kind of, when I did it, I didn't leave a whole lot of room. So I want it to be narrower towards the front and kind of wider. This is what I'm going to go for. Sometimes this cheaper metal doesn't always like give the way you want it to, so hopefully it'll do what I want it to do. Okay, so I got my front going. Okay, my back going. Okay. I'm not like a super duper strong person. My kids are my kids are much stronger than me because they do like all the horse feeding and stuff. They carry saddles and bags of feed, 50-pound bags of feed. But I'm usually the sandwich maker, right? And the vehicle driver. So I don't have to exert myself that much usually. And I was able to do that. I was able to bend that over. So with a little bit of a struggle, right? But I got it. I got it. Okay. Let's get this down. I'm loving these transfers, y'all. In case you can't tell, I'm loving doing the transfers. Okay. It looks like I could have gone a little bit bigger with my muslin circle. So I just want to point that out. When you do your circle, do yours just with more hangover. I did mine with about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch hangover. I just kind of eyeballed it, but I'm thinking I should have done more because, I don't know, when you cut it out all willy-nilly, you don't always get it exactly where it needs to be. So it's kind of luck of the draw right there when you're doing it like that, right? So on this side I have plenty to wrap over. Okay, so I have some news. Aw, thanks, Miss Mary. I have some news, okay? And I know those of y'all who've been following me for a while and been hearing all about my schedule, y'all are gonna think that I'm crazy, absolutely off my rocker, but I started another club for my kids. Well, for my oldest daughter, or not my oldest, for my oldest teen daughter, right? Because I have my 2 adult kids, but then I still have the 2 others that I'm homeschooling. Well, I chartered a club through Turning Point USA, right? We're Texans, okay? And so my 14-year-old will now be involved in like going, and really this is more about like learning about government and stuff like that. But she won't just be learning about government in the abstract. She'll be actually like able to go and talk to politicians and, you know, discuss legislation that's important to her and the other kids in our club. And I just think it's going to be so much fun. Super duper cool. She's excited about it. So can't ask for much more. I know when people say I started another club, they're like, what in the world are you thinking? People have just stopped telling me to slow down because I'm like, that's not happening. But I'm excited for it. I'm really excited. we had William Federer come talk at our church last year. He's a super cool dude. Some pretty interesting information, like historical stuff, was shared. And so, yeah, anyways, that's going to be a fun little project to do with my homeschool kiddos, and hopefully my heart here is that the kids would learn to be involved, right? Involved in their communities and involved in, you know, instead of sitting around and complaining and being like, I don't like this or I don't like that, they would get out there and make their voices heard, right? We don't want anybody just sitting around complaining. If you got a complaint, then you've got a voice, right? So I want her to know that she can make her voice heard, and there's right ways to make your voice heard, and there's wrong ways, and you know. So I'm excited. She's excited. We're all excited. Woo! And it should not actually add too much to our schedule. So that's also a bonus too, because we're going to be doing lunchtime meetings just like at our homeschool co-op. So that won't add anything. But they'll do like leadership conferences and different things. So that'll be super duper cool. I'm all about teaching the kids leadership. I think that that's so important. And that's something that I love about 4-H too, is that they have so much to teach leadership to these kids. I'm just trying to kind of get this wrapped around here to cover the metal. If I don't, I can always like go over it with different fabric, like border it with some ribbon or twine or, you know, something. But just to remedy my lack of measuring last night there. So, anywho. I wasn't trying to get political on y'all. Just trying to share my life with y'all. I know that it's fun to get to know your crafting sisters and what we're all about and everything. And my thing is kids and families and experiences, and you know, having like a unique experience, a unique life experience. I know that we all have unique life experiences, but I just like things that are a little different than the norm, you know. So, all right. There she's going right there. Good morning, the pink llama. Good morning, sweet lady. Miss Lori, did I say hi to you? Good morning. Good morning. I need another spot of coffee. It's starting to get daylight here, y'all. It's starting to get daylight here. I don't know why I'm heating up. Okay. My husband had just fixed our AC not too long ago. And I can hear it blowing, but I don't know. Somebody might have fiddled with the thermostat because we mentioned a cold front coming in. But when we said cold front, we didn't mean like Canada cold. Right? Texas cold. It just means that it's not going to be in the hundreds. That's all that means. Okay, let me just, I want this just a little bit sharper right here. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And it's going to be a little on the, it's not going to be perfect, okay? You can try with all your might to make it as perfect as you can, but I am not a perfectionist, so So you can do yours the way you would like. But I'm loving my little rooster guy. Look at him. He's so cute. He looks all ready for his day. All right, so I've got this coffee podge mixture, and I'm going to use that because I want this to be kind of like a stiff situation happening. And I want it to be able to go over the transfer and give it a hue, right? It already has somewhat of a hue, but I want it to match my background somewhat. So, and that glue is going to give it a glaze. It's going to give it that glaze, and it smells amazing, y'all. It smells like pumpkin spice because I added pumpkin spice extract to my coffee grunge that I used to make my coffee podge. You can see a little bit of it. I could probably add more stuff. I'm going to definitely do the antiquing wax for sure. Faux shizzle. Every time I say faux shizzle, my teenagers roll their eyes because they forget that my generation knew of these things before their generation. And then, so last night, my local news weather guy was like, we're just waiting for the temperature to hit 67 for, yes, cool mornings. Oh yes, for sure, Miss Lori. Cool mornings are the best. Our Weather Channel guy was saying that he can't wait for the weather to hit 67 degrees so that all the teenagers can lose their minds. And I was like, what in the world is he talking about? And I asked my 19-year-old, and she's like, I have no idea. Like, I've never heard of this. And I was like, it's because you're old now. And she's like, no, it's not because I'm old. It's because I simply don't like entertain like the trending whatever, like that doesn't matter to me. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So I went to my 14-year-old and I was like, what is this? And so she started interpreting, and I was like, forget it. I'm asking ChatGPT. And basically 6'7", it just means like something nonsensical. And apparently teachers have had to ban the numbers 6 and 7 from their classrooms. Good morning, Miss Sweetie. You know, I know you've told me your name, but I just feel like I'm always going to call you Miss Sweetie because I love it so much. I love it. There's a sweet, sweet lady that goes to my church, and her name is Miss Diane or Diana, but her husband's name is Herb, right? And so I decided when I was first introduced to them that her name could never be Miss Diane in my head. And it took me a long time for me to even remember that that was her name, because immediately her name was Peaches. And she has the sweetest smile and rosy cheeks, and Peaches just fits her. So I told her, I was like, no, you are Peaches to me. And so she loved it. So you are Miss Sweetie. I am south of, oh good, everyone calls you Sweetie. Good, then I won't feel bad, Miss Sheila. I won't call you bad. Or I won't call you bad. I won't feel bad calling you Miss Sweetie. I am south of Houston, right on the Gulf. Yes, that is me. All right, I've got this good and covered with that coffee podge, and it just brought it up a little bit in tone. Wait, what time did it start? Okay, I still have 15 minutes. I was like, what time is it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, let me just get around these edges and get that loose fabric all go in there with my stuff. All right. Yes? All right, now I'm going to just go on with my, hold on, I'm all covered in strings from that hot glue gun. Okay, I'm just gonna use the same brush, and I'm going to use my antique wax, my Waverly antique wax. Oh, good morning, Miss Patsy. Oh, thank you, Miss Lulu. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna just take my brush here with a little bit of that antique wax, and let me see, okay. And I'm just going to kind of bring it down. You seeing how that's kind of adding some grunginess to it. I'm going to kind of go across here on the top and really give it a good blend. And it's creating like a whole scene there, right? Really giving it some farmhouse flavor there on my, this will be really cute on my wall. Or this could even be attached to like a wreath. Be a door hanger, whatever you like. Whatever floats your boat. This would be really cute on a fall wreath though. And you could even do like a pastel color one for Easter, right? With your chicken, your little chickens and things. You could put any image in here, right? This image I got off of Etsy in a pack, and when I did the pants, I posted the link, but I'll repost it in the comments if y'all want it, to the package that has this image in it. It had like boots and a windmill, and there were several images, and I just fell in love with this guy. I really wanted like a country rooster look. Okay, now the handle is not where it's at, right? Like it's not looking, oh, good morning, Miss Jackie. I'm doing another one of those grain scoops, but look at, I did a little rooster transfer in there. Isn't he cute? All right, so I'm just going to use my burlap and cover my handle. I'm just going to go right over. Maybe I should put this where y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put some hot glue right over the top. And then I'm going to push it down all the way. Okay, I brought it up a little bit because I need the wire to affix my bow to here in a little bit. All right, I'm going to wrap this over and get this all covered up. The burlap, hot gluing with burlap is tricky business, right? Because you have to push down to get it to stick, but when you do, you become one with your project. So Godspeed, y'all. Godspeed. I've got a bit much on here. Let me just remove just a tiny bit of that fabric and make a mess with it because it likes to go everywhere. That's just fine. It doesn't get much more country than that, right? Having burlap stuff everywhere. That's just fine. All right. Oop. See, my fingers want to be one with my project. Always. Never a dull moment when it comes to me and a hot glue gun. Never a dull moment. You know, it would be super cool if I could hear y'all talking instead of reading comments. That would be really cool. Maybe one of these days somebody will want to do like a little something with me. We could do like a, you know, where you do something on your side and I do something on my side. We could collaborate. Do a collaboration. Wouldn't that be so much fun? Putting it out there, friends. If anybody wants to collab with me. All right, so I've got some pretty, oh, good morning. Kids the Frog House with Miss Judy. I saw you the other day doing your, was it yesterday, day before yesterday? I don't remember. But I just remember thinking that is such a cute name for your page. It reminded me of like Princess and the Frog and all that. Are you leaving? You're just kicking the cat out? That's a good idea. Kick that cat out. Our cat is a stinker. He is a stinker. He thinks that he owns the world. If I go outside, he will come and like try to run up my leg as if I were a tree. He thinks I'm a tree. He's rotten. He is super duper rotten. Okay, I'm just going to cut those. I love these flowers, but they are quite messy. I'm just kind of like arranging them so it doesn't look like they've been cut. Okay, I'm gonna set those there. Get my raffia. Oh gosh, golly. Yarn and anything like that, like if you don't get it opened up before you're live, then you're just gonna have to just do what you can do to get it done. Cut it. It's the only way it's gonna get opened up in a timely manner, right? I've got 9 minutes left. I've got time, but not enough to fool with opening up raffia. My goodness gracious. All right. This is about to get really messy. I'm going to close this. Last thing I need is raffia antique wax soup. Are you leaving, my son? I love you. Have a good day. All right. All right, here we go. We've got some of the raffia. Look at this. You open it up, and that's what it turns into immediately. If it wasn't so stinking cute, it wasn't a cute thing. Like, is there a way to make raffia organized? Is there a way to make me organized? Look, maybe we should start there. Maybe I shouldn't judge the raffia for its lack of organization when I am who I am, right? Let's just not go there. Let's just not go there. You take a drink. Let us take a drink. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go behind here with this. I don't know if it's quite as much as I actually want. I'm going to tie it. I'm going to give it one little tie. I can always add more though. But taking some out is not as easy. So once you pull, it likes to go everywhere. Okay. I'm just going to pull that tight, and then I'm going to give this another tie, and hopefully my little dry flowers will stay put-ish, kind of-ish. Hold still. I'll arrange them. I'll arrange them up and down and all around, and bippity boppity boo. All right. hold it tighter. Okay. So that's looking so far. Okay. Kind of cool. I want to leave these long, but I'm going to do more raffia and glue it on. Okay. Let's see. I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean here. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Good morning, Miss Denise. All right, I'm gonna do me a little bow just like this, just with my bunny ears system. It's very technical, very precise. My bunny ears. My technical, precise bunny ear system, okay? All right, now I'm going to cut these a little bit just all over the place. All over my table, all over my life. I'll be cleaning this up for years. Has anybody else banned grass, the Easter grass from their house? We do not do Easter grass anymore. After years of doing it and then finding it all over my house for the rest of my days, right? I just went ahead and said no more. Okay. So let me glue that over that little knot there. I'm going to be a little generous with the glue because I want it to kind of seep into my flowers a bit and just kind of push those down so they don't move around over time and make me sad. Because are you a person who will, oh, yes, thank you, Miss Jackie. Are you a person who will come back to something and maintain it years down the road or like fix it? Fully knowing that you have the skill to fix it, right? But not like, I'm not a person who will like be like, oh, something broke off of this. I need to repair that. I'm not so great about that kind of stuff. So I need to put it where it needs to be now or it's not going to work out great. Okay. One last thing. Got me some twine here and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of something on here. I'll lay that down. This is how I do my little twine bows. I just like make a circle and then cut an extra little string and then I gather my circle in the middle with all my little bits, kind of straighten it out. And then I just bring my tie up the middle and tie it. That's all I do. It's simple. I've seen so many super cool tricks on making bows like this, but it's too early and I haven't had enough coffee for one. So there's that. But usually, even if I have had enough coffee, if I'm doing something in front of people, it's less likely to work out. Yes, I realize that I am a live creator. Stay with me. Thank you, Miss Stacy. Good morning, Miss Bell's Creative Studio. All right, so I'm just going to do one more layer on that little bow right there. And I'm just gonna hold it here. If you have, oh, I see Miss Irma hopping on. Good morning, Miss Irma. Miss Sandy Gibson, how are y'all? Let's see. If you've been on and I haven't seen, I'm so sorry. All right. Did me another grain scoop, but look, okay. It's a wall hanger. It's a wall hanger. And like this thing has the hole, right? The handle has the little hole naturally on there from, naturally. Yes, it was grown like that from Dollar Tree. But so it'll be easy to just put a little nail on the wall or, you know, on my door or something and then just hang it like that. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness gracious. I love it so, so much. My sweet little rooster guy and his little scene happening there. His little scene. Oh, I love it so much. He's adorable and sweet, and he is ready to, you know what, I'm going to trim these just a little bit. Anyways, I'm about done here. There will be another creator starting right now over in Craft Around the Clock. So be sure to go back to Craft Around the Clock, refresh the page. There should be another creator coming on with something cool and fancy and amazing to wow your creative minds out there. Thank you so much for joining me early this morning. And thank you for making a homemade home with me today, y'all. Y'all take care and have a great weekend. Love y'all. Bye.